guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking about travel credit cards for 2025, and there are 4 clear winners.
Now, if you know a lot about us, you know we do have quite a few travel credit cards. We have tried most of them out, and we've been using them for the last year, traveling all over the world, looking at what benefits are available, what changes have been made. There are some definite winners for 2025 that we want to let you know about. So we're going to break this down by category and then give you a winner for each category. And we're going to jump right in with the first category, which is Best Hotel Credit Card. Now this is going to be a card, this has not changed from year to year, that is by far the best hotel credit card you could have. It's basically a no-brainer for anyone traveling overseas, and that is the IHG Premier Credit Card, one that you definitely should keep in your wallet.
Boy, it's always really important to have a card like this, a card that has great hotel perks, and like you said, the IHG Premier Card has the best, head and shoulders really above all of the other hotel perk credit cards. And one of the best things about this one is getting that 4th free night.
Exactly. So when you have this card, you do get a 4th night free if you book with points, which we definitely recommend you always do with IHG. You book with points. You can buy up to 250,000 points a year, and then they'll give you an additional 250,000 points for free if you get them during a sale. That gives you 500,000 points. You could do that per person per year, and that's just an extremely cheap and effective way to use the card and the IHG system. But that's not all you get with this card. You also get Platinum Elite status, which will get you all kinds of things, especially you get late checkout, you get room upgrades. We've gotten several suites with this status, including a really phenomenal suite in the Philippines, in Manila.
Yeah, I think that's really such a huge perk, aside from the fact that you can get that 4th free night, is getting that Platinum Elite status. It's the 2nd highest. So you're only 1 away from Diamond. And so you do get a lot of perks, especially when you're traveling overseas. You're going to get more upgrades, better upgrades than the ones that you're going to get if you're traveling in the US. And I just think it's just such a phenomenal card. It just makes so much sense.
On top of that, you're also going to get a free night every year with your card, which is good for 40,000 points. Like a 40,000 point night you can get for free. Now, if you value the points at about a half a cent per point, which is what most people do, that's worth $200 in and of itself every single year. And the annual fee on this card is less than $100. So this card is just, I can't even explain how much of a no-brainer this is. We both have one. Everyone that travels overseas should have this card. So check that one out. Because the thing about IHG is, Hyatt has a great program. And it's probably the best loyalty program out there. But it's very hard to find a Hyatt. It's very hard to find a city that does not have an IHG hotel in it. So you'll always be able to use it, and that's what makes it so valuable. So check that card out. That would be the first one for 2025 that you should get. We do have a link in the description that takes you to all these cards, and you can check them out right there. All right, that one is great. Next one is going to be Best Travel Perks. This is a card that you have, Allie, and that is going to be the Amex Platinum.
I do love this card, aside from the fact that it's a metal card. I do like that part about it. That's really cool, but that's not the coolest thing about it by far. The benefits that you get from this card are amazing, and it really kind of helps to negate that annual fee, which we'll talk about in a minute. But the big thing is, you get access to quite a few airline lounges in the airport lounges, and you also get not just that, but also access to the Centurion Lounge when that's available, mostly for traveling in the US and a couple other countries. But you do get that priority pass, and it is pretty incredible to have access to those when you're traveling. It really makes a huge difference in your travel day when you can start it out calmly in a lounge instead of sitting at a gate that's crowded and crazy. And you even save money because they give you food at the lounges, and so you don't have to try to rush and figure out where's my gate, where's their food. Oh, the food and the gate are a mile apart, which is the case in many airports. So that part of the perk is pretty huge.
Yeah, there's a ton of perks to this card. Another one that you're going to get is rental car elite status, and we just rented a car with this card, and they upgraded us. We ordered like a Toyota Corolla type of car. That's what we're supposed to get. We got this car for a month, and they gave us a really nice SUV for the entire month, free upgrade, put us both on as drivers. But you get that rental car status not with just one company. You need it with all companies because you never know which one's going to be the cheapest. And with this card, you get the status with all the companies basically in the US, and that's amazing. On top of that, you get some hotel elite statuses to go along with it, so that makes it really good as well.
Yeah, I think it was pretty incredible. The rental car not only upgraded us once, but then once I walked in there and he saw I had a month-long rental, he said, let me give you another upgrade on top of what we've already upgraded you to. So it was like a two-level upgrade on the rental car, and they treated us so well. It was actually pretty incredible experience to have those elite levels, and we've actually rented cars before with those elite statuses, and they do such a great job. They are, over the top, and you always get a really nice car.
Exactly. Now you do also get some benefits with this card, like fine hotels. You get, $200 off of your stay, which we're going to be using in Vancouver to stay basically for free at a really nice hotel. You get to do that type of thing once a year. And then there are a lot of other coverages to do with, just helping your consumer protections, things like that. It is one of the best cards out there. The thing that is the worst about this card is the annual fee, which comes in at a hefty $695. But if you travel as much as we do, you will see that these elite statuses are going to be worth it to get this card. It is well worth it in our minds because we've gotten so much benefit out of it over the course of the entire year.
Yeah, it's interesting because it's not really measured in a dollar figure, but it really does add up in a dollar figure at the end of the day. The benefits, like I said, the airport lounge, you don't have to pay for a meal because they have food there, and that kind of stuff is really valuable. If you've been to the airports, you know how much stuff costs at the airport. It is not cheap. Yet you can get a water or a soda or, like I said, a meal and take it with you for free without having to pay the airport prices. A bottle of water, is like $4, $5, $6, depending on what size you get. Is crazy. So that actually adds up really quickly. And again, it really helps to that travel day experience overall. But then on top of that, you get so many other benefits as well that do have a dollar figure on them. So really, when it comes down to it, that annual fee is going to be pretty low once you take all of those great benefits out
into account. Yeah. So that is a great one. Now, I will say this is not a card that you really want to put a lot of spend on because you don't earn a ton of points with it. It's more of a card that you're paying for status to have this card, and if you're going to travel, that status is super valuable, so it is worth it. If you're going to be looking for a card that you're going to actually use while you're traveling, it's going to be one of the next two cards, which are our best point earning cards for 2025. And we've broken this down into two subcategories: before you leave the United States and after you leave the United States. So before you leave the United States, a lot of you are preparing to travel. Maybe you're going to leave at the end of 2025. Maybe you're leaving in 2026. If that is the case, you want to be looking at the Amex Gold card because the Amex Gold is by far the best point earning card if you are still living in the United States, because you're going to be earning 4 times the points on groceries and restaurants. And that is an incredible amount of points. I know how much we spend on groceries and restaurants per month. That's something you really can't do without. You're either going to be eating from a grocery store or a restaurant. So like every day you're earning points, 4 times the points through the course of the year. This is going to be an incredible accumulation of points. Not to mention the welcome offer that comes with this card. And I will say the welcome offers that come with these cards, all the cards we mentioned before this come with great welcome offers as well. If you want to check out what those are, basically this is for signing up for the card and you meet an initial spend, they will give you 140,000 points, 150,000 points, something like that. With the Amex points, they're a little more valuable, so those are more in the line of 60,000 to 80,000 points. If you click through the link, you'll see what the offer is available to you now. But this Amex Gold card is one where you can rack up tons of points while you're still in the U.S.
Yeah, and I think it's brilliant to have that plan. I wished we had, and that's why we're sharing it with you guys. I wish we had split it up this way to have, that point accumulation or point hoarding ahead of time by using that Amex Gold. Really wish that we would have been able, we would have known about that before, which again is why we're sharing it with you guys, so ahead of time and you can be one step ahead of where we were at that point. But it is so great to divide these up this way because it really does make a difference in the accumulation of points and the value of the points and what you can do with them.
Now, after you leave the United States, you'll want a card that earns money on travel and also earns money on dining. So we use for that the Chase Sapphire Reserve. 3 times the points on travel, 3 times the points on dining. If you book an Airbnb, you're going to get 3 times the points. That is a huge benefit to you. Now, the great thing about these Amex points and these Chase points is they can transfer to airlines. You can get business class tickets with that. Also, the Chase points will transfer to Hyatt, which is probably the best hotel to get low point redemptions at. You can often get them overseas for 3,500 points or 5,000 points a night. It is just a great program and a great utilization of your points.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that flexibility of use of those points is great because you can do whichever you want. You're going to be flying places and you're going to be staying places, and it's really good to be able to transfer them to whichever one you need at the time.
Now, the Chase Sapphire Reserve also does come with Priority Pass, and these also do have a little bit higher annual fee. Not talking under $100. These are in the $300 to $500 range for these types of cards. But with all the points you're earning and the welcome offer they give you, you're going to be getting that back double, triple over what you're paying in your annual fee because the points are just that valuable. So we actually have all these cards and they all have a place for us. The one that is not as good right now is the Amex Gold because while we're in the U.S. right now, we won't be in the U.S. all year, so that kind of cuts that one out eventually. But once you've left the U.S. like us, the Chase Sapphire Reserve, the Amex Platinum, and the IHG Premier all are incredible cards to have with you while you're traveling.
Yeah, it's really the perfect blend of cards for traveling, especially for those of you who are looking to traveling full time. It's great to have these not just for the earning, but also for the redemption possibilities for these cards.
Yeah, so these are our best cards for 2025. We have a link in the description to all the cards we're using, what purposes we would use them for. So check that out if you are looking at getting some cards for your next travel year.
Hopefully this was helpful, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, give us a like, and we'll see you next time.